Hello, hello, hello. Oh, that to-do list is old. How are you doing out there? Happy co-working day. I hope you had I hope you're having a great start to your week. I hope you had a great weekend. Today so this is a co-working stream if you haven't joined before. And so basically I am going to be working and you are welcome to also work and get some things done at the same time. I just find it helps me stay accountable, and also it's just kind of nice, especially for people who work remotely, to just have a coworker for a few hours every week. So I am going to be playing some chill music, and we are going to get some things done for the next 2 hours. So you can see the countdown is already going. And so we're going to have 1 hour, see what we can get done in an hour. Feel free to put in the chat what you want to get done today. I will be adding it here. So let's update this in real time. Okay, so this was last week's. Hallelujah. I did finish creating and updating the content for the Top Secret game. I sent that off to the developer yesterday. So that was a huge win. And now, so let's see. So today, I need to write and send the newsletter, which, as you can see, last week was if time. There was not enough time, unfortunately, to do that last week. So I haven't sent the newsletter in a couple weeks. So I will definitely be sending my newsletter. If I happen to finish that before the end of the 2 hours, it will not be a problem to find more things to add to my list. But that is all I'm going to put on my list for right now to make sure I get that done. So before I get started on my newsletter, I will be talking about something that happened yesterday. A designer who's also a lawyer let me know that the Hasbro portal that they use for people to submit their ideas to, it's called Spark. It apparently, and is confirmed now, they cap their royalties for any games that they sign that were submitted via the Spark portal at 1.5%, which is very, 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 very low. I have never seen a royalty percentage that low. I was not aware of this, and I have recommended people submit their games through Spark. Anyone who tells me they have a game that they want to pitch to Hasbro, I say, well, they have this Spark portal. You can submit your game through there. It's great. Now that I know this information, I do not recommend anyone submit their game via Spark. If you can pitch your game to Hasbro not with Spark, you should absolutely be getting a much more reasonable royalty percentage than 1.5%. So I don't know exactly the reasoning behind it, but some people are alluding to, some people are speculating that it is because Hasbro has some overhead costs to run the portal, and so they are offloading those costs onto the designers who are submitting their ideas via the portal, which I think is really scummy. So I'm going to be talking about that in my newsletter today to let people know about this. Obviously, you're still welcome to submit your games to Hasbro via Spark, especially if you don't have a contact there. If you have a direct contact with the inventor relations at Hasbro, do not submit your game via Spark. Period. Do not submit your game via Spark if you have a contact at Hasbro. If you don't have a contact at Hasbro, if they're ever at a speed pitch event and you can pitch to Hasbro that way, do that. If there's a networking event and a Hasbro inventor relations rep will be there, introduce yourself there. Try to get a card. Yeah. Do not submit your game via Spark. Oh man, scummy. It is in their fine print. You have to look for it. I was not aware of this until yesterday. So I will be writing my newsletter about that, warning people about this. And I'm going to be putting some suggestions for what my subject should be for this. And I want you all to vote on it. And whichever gets the most votes will be the subject line for the newsletter. So that is what I will be doing today. Okay, I'm glad, awesome that you are seeing this and you're aware of this. Obviously, you can still submit your game through Spark if you want to, but at least now you know. Also, and that's not it actually. So 1.5%, which is like, I can't stress how extremely low that percentage is. The minimum average, like standard, not average, but the minimum standard is 5%. 1.5% is egregiously low. But if you're aware of that and you're like, hey, I don't care, 1.5 is better than nothing at Hasbro. I don't have a contact at Hasbro. I don't see how I can get a contact at Hasbro. I'm still going to apply it to Spark. At least now you have the information. So what options do I have? And also I'm eating into my time, but I'll just add some more time once we actually get started. So I'm going to make a poll here. I'm going to make a poll and you'll let me know what you think the subject line for this email should be. I had some ideas already. Let me just pull those up really quick. I think they were in here actually. Oh no, they were in here. But yeah, let me know what you all plan on working on today for the next hour. Okay, I'm pretty sure I can just remember them. Okay, so what should the subject line be for today's newsletter? I'm posting this in YouTube because Twitch does not allow me to make polls. So if you want to vote, head on over to the YouTube stream. So one was okay, I'll pull it up on my phone. My other laptop is being slow. Okay, I got it right here. Okay. 1.5% royalty is not okay. Warning about Hasbro's Spark portal. And then let's leave that. You need to know about the fine print. You need to know, well, it's not letting me write the whole thing. You need to know about the fine print. Okay. YouTube's text limits is very, very short for their polls. Okay, how about Hasbro Spark portal? Okay. You need to know about Hasbro's Spark portal. You get the idea. Or something else, and please add it in the chat. Okay, there's the poll. Please vote on the subject line for today's newsletter. Oh, nice. So Tada is working on making a second copy of their prototype game, Isle of Trez. Very exciting. That's awesome. Good luck with that. I'm going to stop jibber jabbering. I'm going to update the countdown clock to give us a full hour. So let me quickly update that. Okay. Alrighty. I'm gonna get some chill music going here. And we should be good to go. All right, everyone. Best of luck. Keep me updated in the chat how you're doing. Feel free to chat about random things in the chat. It's nice to have a little break while we're working. All right. See you later. Hello. How did y'all do the past hour? I am writing a quite long newsletter today about this whole thing. Just sharing what I know so far. It is like a developing story. It's a developing situation. But I'm sharing what information I have now. And and my recommendations for how to move forward with this information. I still haven't done all the other things in my newsletter, like events and pitching opportunities and things like that. So I think I'm pretty much done the like letter part of the newsletter, writing what's going on with this whole situation. And so the next hour, I will add all the other stuff to the newsletter. I'm going to take a quick break. I hope you all take a break too. Go for a stretch, walk around, get a drink, get a snack, and then we'll get right back to it for another hour. Alrighty, I will see you shortly. Okay, everyone. 1 more hour is back up on the clock. I'm going to finish writing and send out my newsletter in the next hour. I put the link to sign up to my newsletter in the YouTube chat if you want to sign up. I'll throw it in the Twitch and Facebook chats as well. I will be sending it out within the next hour. So good luck to you on whatever you're working on. Feel free to let me know in the chat and chat about whatever you want in the chat. I'm popping in now and then as I can. Okay, so let's do it. Okay, everyone. We did it. Good job. Let me know how you did and what you got done in the past 2 hours. And if that was just resting, that is absolutely valid. So I just sent the newsletter. Please let me know if you get it. It's a bit of a lengthier letter at the top, but obviously I had quite a bit to say about the Hasbro Spark situation. So please let me know. Okay, good. Corthane got it. Good. But yeah, I'm just going to answer a couple questions that came in during the chat. Okay, Andy got it too. Good. And Clercus got it as well. Yay! Hopefully there's always that feeling of like, oh man, did I completely forget something or mess up a link or whatever, but it's not the end of the world. Pretty sure it's all fine, but it is done, and done is better than perfect. Okay, just going to answer a few questions and then I do have to run. So just reading the comments, just 1 second. Okay, so Courtney's just talking about what they got up to today, working the day job, and also getting some of their prototype done, which is great. It's always so hard to balance the day job and also all this other stuff on top of it. But good job for you for doing that. That's awesome. But Courtney was getting art done in a reasonable time frame is becoming their downfall. And they're trying to get some of their prototypes done. And I worry using AI art is making prototype look cheaper. Yeah, AI art doesn't look great, that's for sure. And people can really tell if it's AI art or not. But are you worrying about your art for your prototype because you're planning on self-publishing and launching a crowdfunding campaign? Or are you planning on pitching your game to publishers? Because if you are planning on pitching to publishers, you don't have to worry about art at all. You can just use clip art. You can use literally, sometimes I'll use a square and just put art. Like I'll write the word art and I'll just be like, art will go here. Because the publisher is going to source or their own art. So you don't have to worry about that. But I'm assuming you will be crowdfunding. But let me know. But yeah, Joseph also mentioned about the post that I made in Board Game Design Lab about the 1.5% royalty with Hasbro. So obviously, because I have a game with Hasbro, I can't talk about specifics. But let's just say I have literally never seen any publisher, mass market, any of them, ever offer anything below 5%. So Spin Master, like, I haven't worked with Mattel, so I don't know, but I have never heard anyone ever being offered below 5%. Like I said, it's only if there is an IP associated with the game. You normally then have to split the royalty percentage in half with the IP owner. So that could see a 2.5% royalty. That is the lowest I have ever seen. So yes, I would be curious to know if the Mattel's, I guess Mattel would be like the most comparable, if they offer 1.5% to their designers. If they do, I will not be pitching to them. I mean, I don't pitch to them now anyway, but yeah. Oh no, did I say I'll be at OrcaCon? Uh-oh. I will not be at OrcaCon. Whoops. Uh-oh. Is that the first error in the newsletter? Let me see. No, I will unfortunately not be at OrcaCon. Oh no, I don't say it. No, I will not be at OrcaCon. I will be at Terminal City Con in Vancouver in March, and I will be at Dice Tower Con in July in Orlando. Those are the two I will for sure be at. I've never actually gone to OrcaCon, but I think it's in Seattle, right? Yeah, so that's not far from me. So one day I'm sure I will check that out. Not this year though. But will you be going? So it sounds like you'll be going though. So that's cool. Oh, time for you to start work. Oh, I'm sorry, John. Hopefully it goes by quickly and hopefully it's fun, maybe a little bit. But thanks for popping in and saying hello though. I appreciate that. Oh, you thought that was all of the events that I'll be at? No. That would be, oh man, that would be crazy. Although I do know some people, their schedule looks like this. Like some people who work for publishers and whatever, they go to like almost every convention, and I could not do that. That's too much. That's way too much for me. 2, maybe 3 a year is enough for me. Just want to see if anyone is. No one's over in Facebook land. That's okay. One day Facebook land will join the party. Okay. So Corthane, the one who was working on their art for their game, they say, I assumed I would have to crowdfund or self-publish. I doubted any publishers would look at the games. They're just small fillers. Hey, you never know. Some publishers publish filler games, small games. Yeah, you just have to find the right fit, if that's something you want to do. And if that is something you want to do, then you don't have to worry about art. And if art is giving you the most trouble right now, that might be something to consider. Because, yeah, doing the art for the game, that's a big project for sure. But it can be really fun if you enjoy it. But, yeah, it takes a lot of time for sure. Oh, John's been at work all day, but now the night stuff. Oh man, work all day and all night. Oh man. Oh, was it like you had your day job and now you're doing your design stuff? Yeah, that's a lot. Yeah, that would be very impressive if I was actually going to every single one of those conventions. I mean, I think that would probably be fun for a little bit, but then after like the first few weeks, I would be like, my body would just start shutting down. I mean, my body basically shut down after PAX, and that was 3 days. So, like even after Gen Con, and then I went to a gaming retreat a couple weeks after that, like I was spent. I pretty much did not want to do anything. I didn't want to talk to anyone. I didn't want to go anywhere for like 2 weeks. So I can't imagine going back to back to back for all of these conventions. Yeah, so I always go to my local one, which is Terminal City Con in Vancouver. I prefer that size of convention, like not too big, too crazy. Although Terminal City is growing a lot, and I feel like it's going to end up being a bit overwhelming. But for right now, it's very nice. Very nice. And then I went to Dice Tower Con this year just because I've never gone. And I have some friends in Orlando that I wanted to see who always go. So I thought this would be a fun year to do that. I just want to see what the Dice Tower conventions are all about. And then I've gone to Gen Con a few times just because I've had games coming out there and I wanted to be there for that. But I don't really enjoy Gen Con. There's just way too many people. It's way too many people. And it's very hard to get to from Canada, like Indianapolis. There's no direct flights. If I want to drive, it takes 35 hours, which I have done, and that was too much. It's on the other side of the country, basically, for me, and it's just, yeah, I don't know. But yeah, I don't know about Gen Con this year. I might have a couple games there that I might want to be there for, so that's a possibility, but nothing confirmed yet. Joseph is predicting that small games will trend in 2025. Yeah, I think you might be right for sure. I think little mint tin games are super fun, and just the restriction of trying to see like how much game can you pack into a small package. I think that's a fun design challenge. Oh, I see. So you had the day job, but now you have to prep for tomorrow. You started teaching recently. Yeah. I met a principal the other day at a party, and she said that, yeah, she works all day. She gets home, she has dinner, and then she works at night. And I'm like, oh, man, that's tough. That's a lot. And then I'm assuming you also dabble in game design as well. That's a lot. But hopefully you enjoy it. Okay, so TCTC, the Terminal CityCon in Vancouver, might be similar size to OrcaCon. Okay, that's great. Yeah, I'll definitely try and check that out. Like, I'm not usually in Vancouver early January. I'm in Calgary, like seeing my family, which is where I am right now. So the timing might not work out perfectly. But I know that PAX West is in Seattle at the end of August, but I'm usually like so exhausted from Gen Con still that I don't really want to go to something a few weeks after that, but I don't know. Oh, I see. Board game stuff on the weekend. That's a busy schedule, but hopefully you enjoy it. Um, One of these days you're gonna get what, Andy? I can't remember what I was talking about when you commented that. Let me guess. One of these days I'm going to get one of those. What was I talking about? Minton game? Oh, get to one of those. Oh, sorry. I thought you said get one of those. Get to one of those. Cons in general. I see. Gotcha. Yeah, maybe there's one local to you that you might not know about. That would be fun. If you want to let me know like whereabouts ish you are located, I can tell you if I think of any. Although you probably know. Okay, I can't chat for too much longer. Okay, All Play is getting into small games. I know a couple more publishers looking to establish a small games product line. An interesting thing is that publishers will usually want multiple titles. Yeah. No, I think you're definitely onto something. Like, it's a lot easier to produce, a lot less room for error. There's just, smaller footprint, less to deal with, just a bit more simple, which I imagine publishers might enjoy dealing with. And I just think it's kind of like consumers, I think gamers kind of like that sort of novelty of like this tiny little game, and how portable they are as well is really, really nice. And they don't take up a whole big section on your board game shelf. You can have a bunch of them, which is really cool. Since most people take the games out of the big boxes anyway and put them in baggies anyway. And I think a lot of people are really over how some publishers will put a tiny game in a big box. Just the waste of that is, I think a lot of people are over that. So yeah, the smaller games are less waste as well, which is really nice. So a lot of pros for the smaller games for sure. I agree. Oh, Clerguses might go to Essen this year. That's exciting. Are you in Europe? Are you near Europe? Oh, 18 card contest from Button Shy. Okay, I'm going to add that to my newsletter sheet where I keep track of stuff I want to talk about. So I'll list that as my contest of the week next week. Button Shy. Oh, that might be a bit late if it's till the 15th of January. That'll only give people like a day because my newsletter is going out the 14th. Well, I'll still make a note of it. Button Shy contest deadline. Maybe they have another one I can list instead of that, but 18 card contest. I've never done one of the Button Shy contests, but it definitely intrigues me. I think it's a very cool design challenge. Only 18 cards or 9 cards or whatever. There's one designer in my playtest group in Vancouver, Nick, and he's done quite a few of the Button Shy contests, and one of his games was published by Button Shy, and it was just a single postcard, and it was a very cool roll and write game. Very, very cool. Right. The only time I get to play published games is at con, so I often bring all the small games. Yeah, I can bring so many more games when they're packaged small. I heard that the like Flip 7 game was originally, it's just a deck of cards, but it came in a box like this big. And so I'm assuming it's because of a bit of backlash that now it's just in a card size tuck box. That's all you need. You don't need that extra room. The most egregious one that I have ever seen is Time's Up by R&R Games. Again, just a deck of cards, and it comes in a box like this big. There's literally cardboard taking up 4/5 of the box, and then you have the decks of cards at the bottom. It is just wild. Okay, yeah. Oh, Clerkus is in Germany. Oh, well, that's handy. That's not far at all. Definitely go to Essen. Yeah. It looks, like a lot of people as well, but it does look very cool. Very cool. I watched the Dice Tower vlogs from Germany. They were so fun. Chris Yee, I believe, Chris Yee is so funny. Like his commentary is just hilarious. If you haven't watched the Dice Tower vlogs from Essen this past year, like he's so entertaining. Like he needs his own show. If I see he's doing a vlog, I'm watching it. That's an Insta watch for me. Okay, Andy's in the San Diego area, but likely soon Nashville, Central Tennessee. Yeah. Well, there's a San Diego Comic-Con, but that's like geek culture in general, not so much board games. But I think their board game portion is growing quite a bit from what I've heard. There's quite a few in the LA area, actually. Yeah, Andy, like when Amazon sends a television-sized box just to send you a pair of shoes, or like a USB port, and it's in like a massive box. Yeah, they are just packing those things up as quickly as possible to get them out. I don't think they really care. But then your thing in there is just sliding around. Yeah, crazy. Oh man, I watched this video about the complete waste of that's created by returns with Amazon. It was by this YouTuber, Danny Gonzalez, and he partnered with this other person. I think they do this other YouTuber who I think does a lot of like environmental stuff. And it was just wild. I did not realize that they essentially just throw returns. Well, yeah, they either like throw them in a dump or they put them in boxes and try to sell them to people. Like you can buy a pallet of returned items. So I guess people buy these pallets of returned items and then try to resell them. But the majority of things that don't go into those pallets just get thrown into a landfill. It's wild how much waste is created from that. Okay, I think I do have to head out soon, though. Sorry, I keep saying that, and then I just want to keep chatting. Okay, Joseph likes how much game Devere packs into their smaller than average box sizes. Yeah, I have noticed that the Devere game boxes are a bit smaller, but yeah, there's a lot of, like you said, there's a lot of game in there. I really appreciate that. I like that a lot. Yeah, exactly. Click Assist, that the Button Shy games. The restrictions save you from adding too much to a simple concept. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, I think I'm going to end it there. I know we could keep chatting and I do enjoy it, but I actually just have to go. Especially after not talking to a human for the past 2 hours, basically. It's kind of nice to just chat after working so hard for the past 2 hours. But yeah, thanks so much, Andy and Corthane. And I don't think Chiba Slash is still here, but over on Twitch, and Joseph and Clercustus and John and Derek was here for a little bit. Shorty Dancer, Goodnight Moon. Aki, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. Valiant popped in for a little bit. Brand B. Sushi Boy. ST, awesome. ST, awesome. But yeah, thank you so much. Hey, Tony. Yeah, no worries. I mean, all that was happening before was me just working on my computer with music. So, okay, everyone. That is that. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day. I will be streaming on Friday. We will be playing an escape game together called Escape Tales. It's a ton of fun. We all do it together, do all the puzzles together. So be sure to join me there on Friday. I will try to get an edited video up to you as soon as possible. Gonna try for this Sunday. We will see what happens. But yeah, thank you so much. Have a fantastic rest of your day. Bye-bye.